Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about the Sylvester Stallone movie, Rambo. Now, I loved First Blood. I think it's a classic action film. Fun from start to finish. Well, maybe not that little ranting soliloquy in the last 10 minutes of the film, but the rest of it is a grand time. And it has even some not too horrible messages about the people that we threw into the meat grinder in Vietnam and what happened when they tried to come home. And I thought that the ending, with John Rambo being whisked away in the cruiser, was very appropriate. The warrior being taken away, beaten, but not defeated. I saw the second movie in the series and thought it was kind of dumb. And I didn't even bother to see the third. And when the fourth one came out, I avoided it in the theaters, but I started hearing that it was pretty decent. Harry Knowles from Ain't It Cool News liked it, and I kind of trust him. So eventually I found it cheap for like $4 on DVD, brought it home, and I finally got around to watching it. And I have to say that it is as equally as fun, as far as an action film is concerned, as the original. It's not the same kind of action film. It's considerably more violent. That could be a reaction to the times, I'm not sure. But the storyline picks up with our main character in Southeast Asia. Now, I like to think that between the first movie and the fourth movie, nothing else happened. He gets arrested, he goes to prison for 10 years or so, he gets out, then he goes to the only place in the world where anything makes sense to him, and that's Southeast Asia. So the story picks up there. He catches snakes for a living. He's got a boat. He knows the river. He knows the locals. He hunts and fishes to provide for himself and for his friends. But he's very much a loner. Well, along come some American missionaries. They want to go upriver. He's got a boat. He knows the river. He knows the locals. They want to hire him. One of the missionaries connects with him on a personal level, and he decides to help them. There's a little excitement along the way. Eventually, he drops them off and goes home. His involvement, as far as he's concerned, is over. Well, things don't go so well for the missionaries. They fall afoul of a warlord. And the warlord kills some of the missionaries, captures the rest. Again, things are not going well. 2 weeks later, one of the relatives of one of these missionaries hunts down John Rambo and says, I want to hire you. I want you to go upriver, bring some mercenaries, and drop them off at the place where you dropped off my, I think, daughter. Because you know where that spot is, and you're the only one who does, though his 2 crew members would technically know as well. He agrees. He goes upriver, and he doesn't just drop off the mercenaries. This is John Rambo, after all. And then a whole lot of action ensues. A lot of it is gun-oriented. There is some bow use, which is very effective. There's lots of hand-to-hand combat. The extraction mission goes not quite as well as planned, but is effective. And you have some nice chase scenes, some good hand-to-hand combat. You get to see him use the blade that he forges himself, which I thought was kind of a nice touch. The whole warrior recasting himself in steel. And at the end of the film, John Rambo wins the day. And I thought the last few scenes were a really nice cap to this. You see him realizing that he has to stop doing what he is. He's been living this kind of shadow life in Southeast Asia, living day to day, not truly being himself, not truly living, probably unaware of even what day of the week it is. So he finally decides that he has to start living again. So he returns to America. And the final scene is him walking down that road by himself, just like the first scene of First Blood. And he goes home. I think it's a really nice bit of closure for this movie. Again, first movie, last movie, I wouldn't worry about the second and third ones. Now, again, a lot of fun, good times. I highly recommend this if you like the first movie, as long as you're willing to tolerate the higher level of violence. I did have a few problems with it. One, the warlord is depicted as being very, very evil. Like Snidely Whiplash levels of evil. He kills people for fun. There's an illusion that he is a pedophile preying upon underage males. He's just really kind of over the top evil. There's also a scene where John Rambo takes someone out just with his hands. Kills this guy with his bare hands. Now, I have no problem believing that Sylvester Stallone could kill somebody with his bare hands. He is in incredible shape. And John Rambo is supposed to be one of the best special forces in the world. So again, I got no problem believing that this character could kill this guy with his bare hands. But he actually ripped the guy's throat out, which is gratuitous and pointless. It is not the mark of a professional. I thought it just didn't belong. John Rambo should have killed this guy fast, quick, quiet, be done with it. Probably stashed the body so no one even knows the guy is gone. And then there's a scene where he uses a claymore. Now, a claymore, if you don't know this, is a small device about yay big. It's got a little curve to it like this, okay? And it's got steel BBs on the inside of it. And when it detonates, it sprays the BBs out in an arc. It does this essentially like a giant shotgun shell. It's an anti-personnel device. It's designed to take out people in front of you, but not harm the individuals behind the device. Okay, it's directional. It even says on the claymore, point towards enemy, you know, just in case the troops can't figure this out. And he sets it up as a trap for people chasing him. And he does it, I think, in a very clever manner. It's very realistic. He does it quickly. He does it effectively. And I think he does it the best way possible in the situation he's in. Kudos on that. And when this device goes off in the movie, it creates a fireball 100 feet high and sends a blast wave across the ground for like 100 feet in all directions. That is not how a claymore works. To produce that level of explosion would take a ton of dynamite. Or, and the way they did it in this film, probably a whole lot of gunpowder and about 10 gallons of gasoline. But it's not how a claymore works. And I think it almost came off as Looney Tunes violence. It took me out of the movie because I'm looking at, that was dumb. So these few things I think were kind of jarring, and I don't think they belonged here. They should have gone a little more realistic, and it would have gone better with the storyline, and it would have fit better with the character. I would have enjoyed the film more. But this is a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I watched it. And if you liked First Blood, and you like the character John Rambo, and you are a Sylvester Stallone fan, I recommend you go out and get a copy of Rambo and give it a look.